formative years of the Palladium, certain comedians would walk on the stage wearing a false red nose and blowing raspberry at the audience in a feeble effort to glean a titter. They would, of course, on reflection, third-rate inferior performers, ultimately destined for theatrical obscurity. In answer, and hence my claim as an intellectual performer, I should like to play not one, but two pieces upon the pianoforte. Control your emotions, please. The first piece is an adaptation from Mozart entitled In an 18th Century Drawing Room, which will be swiftly followed by the theme from that much publicised movie of yesteryear, Love Story. Thank you for your indulgence. Thank you for laughing. Where would we be without a laugh? Here. Oh, I do get the odd smile, but it's usually wind. It's a great thrill to be here. I shouldn't have been here, actually. I should have been on a tour in revival, the musical The King and I with Joan Collins. I'd have to cancel it. She wouldn't have her head shaved. So what a thrill to be on this auspicious occasion of the London Palladium. I love this theatre. There's something about it that has an intimate feel. It reminds me of home. It's filthy and full of strangers. Everybody's been marvellous. When I arrived this morning, Sir Bernard Delfont couldn't do enough for me, so we didn't bother. We've had one slight problem. We've lost the theatre cat. If you do see this beautiful little animal, please report to one of the usherettes. It's a lovely cat. I thought it had one eye, then I realised it was walking backwards. A lot of people think when I play the piano there's a strong resemblance to Richard Clayderman. Now, I've nothing against the lad, but he is French. And I don't trust any nation that makes a fetish of eating frogs' legs. Because as a well-known conservationist, what horrifies me is when you order frog's legs, what's happened to the rest of the frog? Is it doomed to spend the rest of its life going around the kitchen on casters? What life is it to lie there for the remainder of your days on a bed of lettuce? Leafing through all magazines and saying, read it, read it. There's a certain gentleman here tonight who cares like I do for ecology and wildlife. Not many people know that I'm actually the vice-chairman of the Mordecai Appeal Fund for the preservation of the black-infested swallowback duck of southern Bridlington. For those of you unaware of this beautiful feathered friend which haunts our shores, it's in danger of becoming extinct because of oil slicks on the cliffs at Scarborough where it mates. Briefly, what happens, the female of the species likes to mate on the very edge of the cliffs. So that warm currents of air spiral upwards from the beach, and in the modern parlance, switch her on. Throughout late autumn, the male hangs from a diseased elm until he hears this distinctive mating cry. Well, of course he makes mistakes, but he seems to know. He seems to recognise the correct cry, and when he hears it, his eyes cross in anticipation. He leaps from the twig, picks up his feathers in a tight bunch around his chest. and in a series of swoops and skips, attempts to cover the female in the age-old ritual of procreation. But because of these oil slicks, he tends to skid over the top of it and fall down the cliff. And when they've done this 3 or 4 times, they do send, "Sorry, let's have a drink with the lads." You may or may not know that tonight marks the anniversary of the death of one of Britain's great composers. I refer, of course, to Seth Bockleton from Yorkshire, the first man to discover that people who ate prunes are never late for work. Tonight, to show his versatility, the very epitome of his music, I'd like to play a piece that he played as he lay tragically dying. Thank you. It's tragic. And then he died. Tell you what, let's get rid of all the celebrity of the occasion and the dignity, and let's do what people used to do in the old days when they made their own entertainment. Let's sing a song together. Will you join me in the Golden Oldie? Yeah. Right, let's start with that one, Side by Side. Diminution fifth. That's it. Try to keep together. Through all kinds of weather. If you're too shy to sing, music can do other things. It can make your feet tap. I'd like to introduce 5 ladies now, 5 young ladies, who used to be decoys for a whaling fleet. Go on, that one. Keep it in. When they all bend down together, we'll lose an hour's daylight. You welcome the Roly Polys!
Today is very modern. Check the personality. Everything today makes yesterday slow. Better face reality. Goodbye, goody go. I'm changing and how. So beat the drum, dusting, and thoroughly modern living now.
Coming up, Cannon Ball, Eartha Kitt, Jimmy Tarbuck and Shirley Bassey on the Royal Variety Performance.